It's nice to take a nap in the afternoon in the secondary bunk area.
What have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream.
The other thing I'm going to do is get rid of this subwoofer and put it inside the RV where it can be heard. That is a subwoofer that's right there. And I can kind of hear it. I mean, it does make a difference if it's on. You can hear it a little bit. Yeah, we're going to move that inside because, quite honestly, the wires are running from inside anyways to the subwoofer, so it's not going to be very hard for me to put this back inside behind the little refrigerator freezer. So you guys seen the clip there that I was talking about the subwoofer in the previous video that we talked about. And the subwoofer used to sit right in this area. Now I'm in the middle of doing the autoformer and the power watchdog thing. Go check out that video if you want to see what I'm doing under here. But before we did that, we wanted to make sure that we got the wiring for the subwoofer that's out here. We wanted it to be in, the RV where we're going to mount the subwoofer at. Because again, the subwoofer was sitting in here, and although we could kind of hear it through resonation, through the cabinets and stuff, it really should be inside. And there's room in the bar area, which we'll show you that also, where we're going to mount it. But in the meantime, I wanted to show you that the wiring coming from the stereo is in a slide, and that wiring comes all the way into here. Well, initially we thought, okay, maybe we'll just bypass the wiring and take it out of the slide area and move it, that way and rewire it. But instead, the wires that you're looking for that you cut from your subwoofer, they're just these red and black wires here. Then you can go ahead and get some subwoofer speaker wire, whatever. Heidi walked over to Advanced Autos and picked it up, but just regular subwoofer wire, just speaker wire. Heavy gauge, but still. And then we drilled, which we'll show you here, underneath the bar area, underneath the shelf, and we're going to run the wire that way. Just an extra 12 foot of wire is what we bought, and that'll allow us to get it positioned inside where the subwoofer will work and be out of this area, because quite honestly we want to use this area for something else, and that's the autoformer. So the project has moved inside the RV, and it's going to continue with the wiring that I was just showing you. This is where the wire came through, right there. Again, I know it's a little dark in there. So what we're going to do is run this wire, or route this wire I should say, along the bottom of the shelf, which is so dark I don't think you guys are seeing any of that. There we go. Yeah, we're going to just run it along this shelf and back here, and this is the opening then at that point that we can mount that subwoofer in a few different places. But the only way we're going to do that is by pulling out this refrigerator. So this refrigerator is kind of a weird little deal. So these brackets are like little tabs that hook the feet that they use for leveling, and there's one here that when this door is open, which I'll put the flashlight down here, you can access the screw right there, and then through the cold air return vent or whatever that may be, you can access the other one. See, I think the subwoofer then is going to fit in here pretty well, but we'll have to see. We're not 100% sure. We may have to mount it back here. But anyways, the refrigerator has to come out. Not very difficult. Just take off these 4 screws. And again, you can see then the access for that little foot. Those feet are a lot tighter. I should say tabs are a lot tighter on the feet of the refrigerator than I thought. So now what we'll do is go back around the bar. We'll pull the refrigerator out. And this is something you may want to do. Maybe you're not a big wine cooler refrigerator person. Maybe you don't need it for food storage whenever you're boondocking. You can remove this and utilize it for other things. Like in our case, if we needed to, we could use it for our printer. That's what this is here, is our printer. You can see we're in the middle of a lot of different projects here, and there's nothing actually put away or set up to where it's going to be full time, but
We're getting there.
we're getting there. We're definitely getting there. So the printer, I mean, again, this is an option that we could just easily put the printer in here. Of course, there's an outlet in there because the outlet's for the refrigerator. And it could be storage. You could make a shelf in there. You could just put a door on this and make it a huge storage area. Even more storage than what we already have, you know, in these cabinets here, and then of course these cabinets up here. But all right, I'll pull this refrigerator out and we'll take a look at what we got to work with there. So this is what it looks like without the refrigerator, and again, lots of space. There's your outlet, and you can see where we've already moved the dividing wall that's inside here to give us access to a little bit more storage in that shelf. And this is the pass-through that goes to, and you can see the furnace right there. So there's the cold air return for the furnace, and that's what this area is utilized for, is the cold air return to help, you know. I mean, if you guys don't understand how a furnace works, the furnace generates hot air and blows hot air inside the RV or inside your house, but the cold air that feeds the furnace has to return to the furnace somehow, and that's how it's done right there. Now the refrigerator, as much as you looked at it just now, it doesn't take up all the space. There's a gap, so there's air traveling through here, and also underneath, because this is on a platform. But nonetheless, there's still room in here for that subwoofer, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to mount the subwoofer inside here. Okay, the refrigerator's got to go back in. There's a little bit more involved. We went ahead and took out some paneling and mounted the subwoofer up higher. We did have this thing pointed out. However, it moved the paneling quite a bit with the speaker so close in proximity. So now we have it facing in. We're going to slide the refrigerator back in. Hopefully the sound doesn't change very much. I don't think that it will. But you can see we had to do some support work underneath here and some brackets, and it you know, just flip it around, and it was a little bit more involved. The wiring, of course, goes up here. That's not an issue. So the reason that we mounted it up high is because it did block more of that cold air return than I thought. It was just a little bit too much, and I don't know how much cold air would have returned. Now, I'll have to say, so far, just testing it out, it sounds very good, and I'm glad that it's in here and mounted now. Take that for what it's worth, and that's all for this project. Yeah, one more trick. Somebody had mentioned, and they were absolutely right, that this refrigerator closer that's here doesn't do that great of a job keeping the refrigerator closed during travel. What you do is when you travel, you slide this over in front of the door to hold it. Now you can see that it's taking me quite a bit to move it, and that's because I just took my vice grips and smashed the hinge as much as possible to make it more, there's more friction there now, because before this thing was real flimsy and it flopped open pretty easily as far as allowing the door then to open. So if we were traveling and this thing was moving as easy as it did, it wouldn't take anything for it to allow the door to come open. So that's a little tip and trick that you may want to try.